right, well, after that amazing song, I'd like to ask us to take a few minutes to just do some breathing, to do some awareness breathing. And so you can do this with your eyes open, because most of the time we do have our eyes open when it's really important for us to be feeling these things. So I'd just like us to take in a few deep, exhilarating breaths. And as we do, just feel grateful that we're alive, that we can do this, that we can breathe. Let's just do that for a moment. And that as we are breathing and as we are feeling so grateful we're alive, to just feel comfortable being who we are. Comfortable in our own body. Just realizing the miracle it is that we have a body at all. Just feeling comfortable with it. And then as we continue to just breathe in deeply, let us do it with the awareness that we are a limitless living being, having a human experience in an unlimited living universe that supports us in all that we desire to be and do and have and experience. And let's breathe with the awareness that we are breathing one life together. It's the only life that's happening right here and right now, and it's the very breath we take. And that it is present, fresh and new through each of us with every breath. So let's just feel that for a moment. The author Jack Kornfield wrote, "Wherever we are, we can take a deep breath and step outside the endless stories of the mind." Now, the human mind, our personal mind, the one that came as a set with our personal human body, has experienced a whole lot of life in this human environment, and it has plenty of stories to tell about that life. Some of them good, some of them not so good, some of them downright sad. Stories about what happened historically in the world and what happened personally in our life. Stories about what's happening now as the result of our individual and collective thoughts that have turned into physical things. Some of them good, some of them not so good, and some of them downright sad. But all of them, all the stories available in our mind that might be bouncing around in our mind are stories about the past. Whether it's years ago or just moments ago. The good news is that we are free in every moment to take a deep breath and step outside of those endless stories. And as we do, we can open our awareness to the unlimited consciousness of pure love, of boundless joy, of absolute peace that surrounds us and dwells within us. It's the universal or cosmic consciousness that is beyond the duality and limitations of this human environment and the human mind. And it is there that all things are created new and where new thoughts begin. We read in the Science of Mind, let a man recognize a cosmic purpose, which is the expression of life, truth, and love. Let his thought vibrate to the higher, grander realization of life and see how, automatically, he becomes more powerful. He, the human, whether we're male or female. Which brings us to the title of today's talk, Thinking Outside the Box. Now, we all know that the term thinking outside the box is a metaphor for thinking differently or unconventionally or from a new perspective that's outside the norm, the same old of the world. It often refers to novel or creative thinking, and in this particular case, it refers to transformative thinking, a renewing of our mind that allows us not to conform our thoughts to the ways of the world. Now, I feel confident, because it just happened a few seconds ago, that y'all remember saying together the opening affirmative statement. I mean, it's way too soon for any of our minds to wander, right? But I'm going to repeat it just the same. Not only because it's pertinent to today's talk and to all the talks this month, but because it's pertinent to everything. To all that we are, to all that we're becoming, to all that we do as creators, as we reveal more and more of life through our individual self in our own unique way. Our experience in this human environment isn't a journey about our becoming human to spiritual. It's not about our becoming what we're not already. It's about becoming more and more in form and expression of what we already are. An infinite self that exists outside the human body-mind experience. The spiritual self that belongs to us, that we belong to. The cosmic self, the inner being that is the source energy of who we are in human form, even now, no exceptions, no matter what the human mind tells us about us. So this is what we said. We said, God is all there is to all that is. You remember that. And then we said, we tried to say, I know this is true. In every moment that I experience God as all that I am. Remember? Nothing can be truly true for us individually unless it feels true for us individually. I mean, we can talk about God and we can pray to God. Some of us may even blame God sometimes. We can curse and use the word God, and we can sing praises and use the same word. But we can only know what God is through our individual experience of God as our life, as our very existence. We can only know God for ourselves by knowing God as ourself. When God feels present as a source of our day-to-day life, as the very air we breathe, we are knowing God. God is an experience because God is love, and love is an experience. Words can't teach us what love is or what it feels like within us, but we all know that when we have fearlessly felt love, we have no doubt about what love is. Words don't teach. Only experiences teach. We may wish that words could teach. We wish they could teach us what's real and what's true and what's right, especially with all the words that we've read and heard. If words could teach us so that we would actually know for sure that we're a powerful spiritual being living in a powerful creative universe that's conspiring with us and for us to create a life we enjoy living, we'd never be afraid or worry about anything ever again. We'd live in the awareness that this life is joy and that our purpose is to live it joyously. We're not here to pay back karma from another life. Karma is instantaneous in the very moment we exist. What we think about comes about, and it doesn't take another lifetime for that to happen. And we're not here to earn a place in heaven. I mean, no one but us is keeping track or keeping score about how much or how long we suffer, or even of all the good deeds we do. If words could prove to us how worthy we are, how worthy of God's love we are already. And then through our sense of worthiness, we could see that all life is precious and lovable. We'd surely avoid a lot of unwanted experiences. But since it's experience that teaches, it's important for us to embrace every moment as if it contains exactly what we have been wanting to know about ourselves and life. And we always, every one of us, no matter who, asks for something good. Now, Deepak Chopra wrote, instead of thinking outside the box, get rid of the box. But as long as there's physical manifestation, as long as our thoughts are turning into physical things, there's going to be a box. And since we came into this physical world to see our thoughts turn into things that we could see and taste and touch and smell and feel, it would be counterproductive in this human experience for us to want to get rid of the box. What we truly want to get rid of is just some of the stuff in the box. That unwanted stuff, that unpleasant stuff. And we can only do that by thinking outside the box and allowing new thoughts to turn into new things in the box. Healing takes place inside the box, but its source is the perfect health that exists outside the box. It's unchangeable, it's forever, and it's always there. Healing is the evidence of the non-physical health and well-being of the universe in which we live. Forgiveness occurs inside the box. but its source is the pure love that exists forever unchanged outside the box, where we exist forever. Forgiveness, true forgiveness, is the evidence of that love. We could say that without the clarity that comes from thinking outside the box, we experience the chatter box of the world that's filled with incurableness and unforgivable things. It's made of thoughts already thought that have turned into things. It's made of the same thoughts, thought over and over again, and the repetitious manifestations of those thoughts. In other words, nothing wrong with the box, but it just doesn't contain anything new. And new is what we're after. This is what the book of Ecclesiastes says about the box. Whatever was, is. And what was done, that is done. And there is nothing new under the sun. We perpetuate whatever was and make it what is by not letting it go. We can't think outside the box and be aware of anything new that feels real and true about ourselves and life while we're focused on what's in the box, on what's been done under the sun. That has caused us to think in certain ways about ourselves and life, and then manifest those thoughts in our life. We can decide. No one can tell us any different. To hold on to the same beliefs and opinions and judgments we've collected from the past. Sometimes we treasure them. And we've gathered them as evidence of what's possible and not possible for us or the world right now. But when we do, we prevent the newness that we crave as ever-expanding creative beings. We prevent it from coming about. We don't experience being the powerful spiritual beings that we are, the powerful self in form that exists as us spiritually already outside the limitations of the human mind. We aren't the limitations of the human mind. But we got to remember, what we see is not all we get. As Sri Nisargadatta Maharaj said last Sunday, to know that you are a prisoner of your mind is the dawn of wisdom. Just because we thought it doesn't make it so, but it will seem so unless we unthink it and think something else. So many of us know what we don't want, but instead of turning toward what we do want and focusing how what we do want causes us to feel happy or healthy or loving or free, and then continuing to feel it until the presence of it vibrationally feels so real and present and a part of us that we have no doubt that we are attracting to us whatever it is in form and expression. Instead of doing that, we continue to focus on and talk about what's in the box as if it's the only reality. And because that doesn't feel good, and we want to feel good, we try to change things by looking around at what's in the box, at what's available to us in the box, as if that's all that's possible for us. Einstein wrote, "Imagination is more important than knowledge. Knowledge is limited. Imagination encircles the world. Imagination is outside the box." We affect what occurs in our individual life and transform how we experience ourself and life, not by relying on the already known, but by stepping outside the box into the unknown. That's where new thoughts and new ideas and new ways of living float in an endless sea of love and joy and peace. When we think outside the box, we know that anything, absolutely anything, is possible to us. No matter what the doctors say, no matter what the human mind might tell us, no matter what anyone else has to say about it. And we know that that feeling of elation or appreciation or anticipation or worthiness that we feel as we focus on the good that we desire and we focus within us, we know that it isn't dependent on manifestation but imagination. It becomes so clear to us that we imagine it into being from that unlimited place that is outside the box. When we feel excited about being ourselves in the world, we're aligned with our true self, who's pretty darned excited about that too. Our thoughts vibrate to a higher, grander realization of life. And we automatically become more powerful. We attract newness in form and expression in our life by thinking differently, unconventionally, from a new perspective. We can't find what's true and real about us by looking in the box, because who we are has never been inside the box. The box is our sandbox. It's here to play. It's here to play with others in. It's here to play by ourselves. But it's here for us to play with, not be trapped by. Now, words can't teach us about that self. Only our own experience can do that. But the mystical poet Rumi offers some words that come pretty close. He wrote, "Of that self that's never been in the box, when I first saw you, my eyes said, 'You are my light.' When I first found you, my soul said, 'You are my soul.'" That's thinking outside the box. Namaste. I should never look over at my friend in tears. I know. I don't know how loud I am where you are. I'm pretty loud in Ecuador, which is really a miracle in itself. But my microphone, I think it's good now. We can turn me down. Am I good? Okay. Well, because I wanted it to be perfect for our treasurer when she comes up. But this is our time to express our gratitude, our love, our appreciation, our awareness that because of you, we're here. Without your love, without your support, we wouldn't be. I'd be in my office or in my jammies talking to myself. So we are just so grateful that you continue to care about who you are and how you express that in form and expression as part of the Life Enrichment Center. And as we continue to say, and everyone here already knows, we are on a journey. It's not a journey that's linear. It's a journey that comes from the center of who we are as the Life Enrichment Center, and it expands outward, outside the box. And because it does, we'll know the place when we see it, because it will be aligned with what we know is true about the Life Enrichment Center, the love, the joy that we are. And we know it's already there, outside the box, just hanging out, waiting for the perfect time to appear inside the box. And so we continue our journey in peace. We know that it happens exactly in the perfect way. If you'd like to be a part of that kind of trust and that kind of faith and excitement, and you don't know how to do that wherever you are, I mean, in this world of media, it's easy. Can't say, well, I would have sent you a check, but, you know. So, if you'd like to, for you, to be a part of this journey and to really feel that you are part of this expansion, because we'd love for you to come and join us physically at some point. And as we grow, we'll have a whole lot more physically to offer. But we have the depth of our love, our message of love, and that's what we offer all the time. So if you'd like to be a part of that all the time journey, then our treasurer, Dr. Jamie Phillips, is here to tell you how.
Ooh, nice. Great talk.
Thank you.
I kept thinking about that box as a Pong game. I kept bouncing around. If you would like to contribute to the Life Enrichment Center, there's several ways you can do it online. You can go to facebook.com/Life Enrichment Center and hit the donate button. You can go to our website, lecflint.com. There's a donate button on that site. We're on PayPal. You can donate via PayPal. Our email address for PayPal is lec2512@gmail.com. And lastly, the good old-fashioned way, if you'd like to send a check in, we love checks. And you can send it to Life Enrichment Center, P.O. Box 29... Oh, my goodness gracious.
Get a run on it. 3, 2, 1.
Thank you. Let me start over. Our P.O. Box, Life Enrichment Center, 321-294, Flint, Michigan, 48532.
Woohoo!
All right. And if you're here in the sanctuary, we're going to do an offertory. And while we listen to Daniel Namad and Nemo Patel singing Grateful. And then Reverend Stephanie will be back for a gratitude prayer. Thank you.